What up, doe? What up, doe? What up, doe? To my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. To the Cross Watcher. To anyone who has Taurus significantly in their chart. Okay? So, this reading could be for you, but it's a general reading. It's not a personal reading. Me personally, I think you should watch the reading, and those things that you're relevant with, take it. Those things that you're not relevant, resonate with, take it. Those things that you don't resonate with, take it lightly, because those things may not resonate with you now, but they may resonate with you later. And if God is giving you that information now, keep it lightly, but keep it here. Because it may not resonate with you now, but you may need that information later on. And a lot of people just want to say, oh, no, that's not me, that's not me. And then a year from now, you find yourself in that predicament. Why throw information away when later it could be relevant? It could be relevant to your situation, or it could resonate with you. Okay? Now, with that being said, I know since I've been gone, my gang, my Taurus gang, I know y'all been shining bright, even though everything ain't been all right. I know you've been shining bright. I'm fully persuaded that you've been shining bright. See, I'm not the be-all, end-all, but I do send you that positive energy to make sure that you all right, that you're shining bright, even though we know the whole world's circumstances, that everything is not all right. But that doesn't mean that we need to dim our light. We need to walk away from our light. It means that we still shine bright. We still, do the most until everything works its way out. So with that being said, I'm so proud of my gang. I'm so proud of you guys for holding it down while it took me a little break. So with that being said, my day ones, my ride and dies, thank you for the emails. Thank you for the messages. Thank you for the love. I felt it. I receive it. And it's just wonderful to know that just like I miss you, you miss me. But if I could, I would have took more time, but I knew I had to, because what's going on with me, I'm going to need to sleep for a little while. That's how much energy that I have to transmute. That's how much energy I have to exhort to get myself back. But see, that's okay. This is what I'm made for. It doesn't matter what's being thrown. It doesn't matter what I have to do to balance myself out. It's just that it just makes things harder. It doesn't make things any less. So I say the same to you. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're doing, if you have to take a break to balance yourself out, if you have to take a break to get some extra sleep, if you have to take a break to do something fun, to do something that's going to make you laugh, to do something to lift your spirits, then you do that. You do that. It's part of self-care. So I just appreciate you guys allowing me to have that time for self-care, self-reflection, allow me that time. And I'm not saying you allowing me, over control it. This is an energy exchange. It's a commitment. We have a commitment to each other. So that's what I mean when I'm saying allowing me, because we made a commitment to each other. I put out the content, you watch. That is a commitment to each other. Energy exchange to each other. So when I take time off, or when I reflect back, or I don't make the videos, then I need to say something to you. I need to say why. I need to give you an explanation, because we have a commitment to each other. I'm going to put out the content, you're going to watch. I can't just take a whole month off and don't say nothing to you. That's not right. So with that being said, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, allowing me to take this time to refresh. And I even though I feel like I need more time, I'm not going to do that, because I know that we have that commitment, and I have that commitment towards you. And that's me thinking I need more time, or feeling like I need more time. It's just me being lazy. So no, I'm not going to do that, because God is holding me accountable. But anyway, I thank you. I thank you for having my back. I thank you for loving me. I thank you for supporting me. I thank you for all the beautiful messages, all the prayers, because I felt your prayers. Thank you. I really, 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 really felt it, appreciated, and received it. All right, so my new subscribers, hey, 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 thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm honored. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. All right, all about the healing. Look at here. All right, I'm gonna be thinking of a intro for What Up Though, because the reason, the meaning behind doing all about the healing is because of sound. I'm a sound healer. So with sound, even I'm supposed to be singing, but that'll come one day. I sing here and there, but the mandate is for me to sing, because sound. But sound, speech, all of that comes into play. But that is why I do, because of sound. So just for people that's new, that want to know, why do I do that? Okay. This is I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know where this is gonna go, but what I do know is that this is about you. This is about us. This is about the divine feminine, the divine masculine, the inner child. Inner child divine, inner child wounded. This is about your whole self. And I don't really know where God is going. I do, but I don't. Because this is going to be a deep message, and I don't know which way he's going to go with it. He meaning that's what I say, because that's how I can just move on with the message and don't have to think about what I'm saying. That's why I call it he. I call God he, because it's easier for me. But God is not a he. All right. So with that, God is a spirit. So with that, We have athlete. We have mediator. We have poet in reverse. We have divine child in reverse. We have wounded child in reverse. Okay. Let's start it. Right now, you are in a strong position. You are with this athlete that is symbolizing of your strength. You have been going at this. You've been doing this. You've been working. You've been working. You've been working. You've been loving. You've been surrendering. You've been doing a lot of work in your inward and outward. Some of you have been working out. Some of you have been physically gaining physical strength, and internally you are working on your strength, balancing your masculine and your feminine energy. We've discussed this before, that we are in union with ourself, the divine masculine and the divine feminine within ourself. And right off the back, that's powerful in itself. Because remember, the ops thought they had control over us because they were over us as a collective, because they felt like they had control over the divine masculine or the divine feminine, whichever one you are. If you are a feminine, they had control over the divine masculine. If you are a masculine, they had control over the divine feminine coming in your life. They were playing in the energy of that. And the people that were chosen for us that were chosen for us as a divine feminine, they made choices otherwise. They made choices to not heal, to not go through not learn the lessons, to not do what was required, so they can be elevated up to be our divine masculine or divine feminine. And this has happened a couple of times where people, divine masculine, all the way up to, if the divine masculine did not want to learn the lessons, did not want to be the divine masculine, they changed their they changed the dynamics of the relationship and became karmic. Where we both were karmic when we came into the relationship. But after that, after we came into relationship, we were supposed to learn, that we had a contract to learn lessons from each other. Surrender all that karmic energy and come in and align within ourselves and within the contract of the divine to become the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the other person, whichever one. But oftentimes, we've been met with a karmic. They have no intentions on being divine. They have no intentions on, going on the road with you. So if they don't want to change, and they change the dynamics of the relationship, they want to change you. And instead of them coming up to you, they want you to come down to them. They don't want you to change. They don't want you to make it. They don't want you to have full union with the divine to become who you came down here to become in the first place. So, with all of that being said, the divine took all that off the table for right now. For some of the collective. I can't say for all. This is a message for some. Took that off the table, and instead of you waiting on another individual to choose the divine tested you. The divine tested, tried, tested, and proved that you were both balanced, the divine and the divine masculine, the divine feminine. Woo, that was confusing. All right. So, I hope you got it. Right now, you're not worried about another individual. Because right now, God cannot control another individual. He only can control. He give us free will. He can't control us. We have to have that free will to surrender under him. And if whoever don't want to choose the divine and want to not learn the lessons and want to stay where they are and do not want to learn and want to grow and heal and manifest a better future for themselves, then God leaves them. No, not leaves them. He lets them. And again, I'm saying he because it's easier for me. All right? He lets them. He lets them have their will and have their way. Okay. But I was talking about strength. So you've had the strength to become the divine masculine, the divine feminine, to balance both of these unions, both of these energies within yourself, to become union, to go into union. So now you are in union with yourself, balancing both of these out. However, this message, I'm just going to go with it. God, you just say what you got to say. It's something going on within. Something going on within. Because the mediator, it says the mediator is a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal professional life. For personal professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. So that's what I'm saying. It's an argument. It's something going on here. Some type of destructive negative energy within. And this energy was projected. This energy was projected from outside of you. Something was said, something was triggered, some kind of trigger. But nonetheless, it's negative. You've already built up a balancing. You've already in union with yourself. Both sides are balanced, but it's something going on here. Now, mediator, I said it's mediator is being able to see both sides, the pros and the cons, being able to see both sides of an argument. And that's clarified with the divine feminine. So the divine feminine in you are able to see clearly the pros and cons. You're able to see things that ordinarily, or the ordinary eye wouldn't be able to see. So this is something that's deeply rooted. And if you're talking about the inner child is deep inner wounds, deep inner awareness about ourselves. Is deep and rooted within, because it started from when we were a child. Some of it when we came into this world as an infant. A lot of the wounding, a lot of energy, whether it's divine energy or not. But the divine feminine in you, you're able to see it clearly. Now, this is where the beginning of this situation starts at the poet. And it's in on the shadow side. And it says, turns a lyric, so a speech, something said, turns a lyric give to negative or destruction effect. Okay, so we have destruction and destruction. So something was said. Now when I clarify, then I have the divine masculine. So your masculine energy, the masculine side of you, the masculine energy, something was said, something was triggered in you. Whatever it was is causing some type of destructive effect on you and or in your life. And it's something that was said to you that will relate to masculine, your masculine side. Masculine energy. The masculine side has to deal with logical. The way you think. Masculine is not being led by your heart, but ruled logically in your mind. It's raw energy. It could be harsh. If it's not balanced, it could be a harsh flow. But yes, masculine. Something while you are in your masculine energy, it's making you feel, it's making you make decisions that either you're making some type of decisions or you feeling some type of way that's making you act out of character. Where you are normally, and you have been balanced, something has taken place. Now, it could be, and it's rooted in an inner child. Something has been triggered something has triggered you that has something to do with your inner child. Now, I haven't really talked about inner child. The inner child in us, we still need to nurture that. We still need to feed it. Because a lot of us, and oftentimes, the inner child is where all the wounding is. Because, not all, where a lot of the wounding is for us. The collective. A lot of things happened when we were children. So a lot of us, some of us did not have a childhood. So you have to feed that. Now that you full grown, go to the park. Go for those of you that didn't have a childhood. Go to Disney World. You know, I'm just saying, do those things that you wasn't able to do, or were taken away from you, or were neglected from when you were a child. You were not able to do what children ordinarily would be able to do. And that has caused you to walk around wounded because you feel like your childhood was taken from you. You didn't have much of a childhood. You wasn't able to explore. You wasn't able to laugh. You wasn't able to be a child. So that has caused and can cause you as a full-grown adult to not mature on an emotional level, because emotionally you were never given that outlet to be a child, to be able to let go and be free. And you were limited. You were limited. You were in a box. You were pulled in a box and wasn't able to come out and be free and be yourself. You wasn't able to laugh and let go to the park and ride the bikes, and you were in the house all the time, or your parents worked all the time, so you couldn't go out, or you couldn't explore life, or you know, as a child, you didn't go to the park and push on the swings and laugh and be around other children. That wasn't your fault. And even though your childhood may have been horrendous, because I'm not just talking, that's just an example, but some of you had a childhood that was horrendous, full of neglect, abuse, full of negative, destructive energy, constantly, not one time, every day. Every day. Some of you didn't have enough to eat. Some of you didn't have nothing to eat. Some of you didn't have water to wash your body with, didn't have clean water, didn't have, your clothes wasn't washed. I mean, I'm just putting it out there, that those things in our childhood have to be addressed. And I'm not talking about going to the individual and talking to them. It first has to be addressed within you, because when you reflect and heal and go deep within and heal those inner childhood wounds, the next step after that is to, if you need to, the next step is to talk with that parent or talk to that person, if they still here on this earth. If they're not, those of you that need that, you write that letter and you burn it and you let it go and you release. But we're talking about right now inner child wounds that somebody here has been triggered. It's not just the masculine, it's the masculine energy. The divine masculine in you, whoever you are, is believing or is carrying, believing something someone said to you, about you, through you. You're believing it. And it's holding you back. It's limiting you. Something triggered, something going on here. Maybe you watched a movie, maybe somebody said something and it brought back memories, and you've been triggered some type of way here with the inner child wound. And both of these, the inner child wound, divine, and the inner child wound, wounded, are both in the shadow side. So where you are as a full-grown adult, you're manifesting, you growing, you working it out, you doing your thing. You got your gifts, your purpose, your abilities, you got everything flowing. You're balancing out. But something is happening on this side that has to be addressed. Something happened to you. And a lot of the collective has dealt with other individuals. The ops doing all kinds of things to you, throwing all kinds of things to you, that working on your childhood, inner childhood wounds, or inner childhood beliefs, or inner childhood, what you think and what you know, or what you remember about your childhood, the things the good, the bad, the ugly. It's only been minimal work done in this area. But God is saying, for some of you, it's holding back your money. And for some of you, because it's holding back your money, it's holding up your rise to your full. You rising because you are who you are. But something is holding, something is limiting all your potential. You need to rise to your full potential, your full potential, so you can make everything that you're worth. And something that you believe, something that you told, something someone said to you, something that you told yourself, something that you believed about you. Masculine energy within you. Maybe somebody told you you were too masculine and you are female. Maybe somebody told you that you don't need to cry, or you can't, a man don't cry, or a boy don't supposed to cry. You don't supposed to have those type of emotions. Something was said here. But whatever it is, at this point, you either know it, and if you don't know, because whatever it is, this is that's triggering you, you already know it because it's bothering you. But you're not realizing that it's stemmed, this thing that you feel and this thing that you fight is stemming from something in your inner child. It's your inner child. And all of us need to reflect back to our inner child, our childhood, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we need to work on. We need to acknowledge the good. We need to work on the bad, whatever it is that was bad, whatever it is we holding on, whatever we didn't get, whatever if you was neglected or whatever. See, because a lot of the childhood where you were neglected food, you probably now as a full-grown adult Eat, 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 eat. You'll never be neglected again. You eat as much as you can get your hands on, but that's not healthy. So you have to work on that. That's a bad behavior that stems from what? Being neglected, not being able to eat. Not being able to eat what you wanted to eat. Not being able to eat, uh, um, you know, what other children ate. You had to have whatever your parents' noodles or whatever they could afford. That's just an example of what I'm saying. A lot of our bad habits stems from where? Our inner child wounds. What we were neglected, what we were told, we have to go back and undo all of that. We have to go back and tell ourselves that we are able to soar, that we are beautiful. Maybe a parent was mad and said something that you'll never amount to nothing. Well, you got to go back and undo that and tell yourself that you smoking hot. You got it going on. It ain't nothing that you can't do. It ain't nothing that you can't create. It ain't nothing that you can't do. And you could do anything you put your mind to do. You got it hot and popping just like that. They don't know who you are, but you do. So you have to give that to yourself. Those bad behaviors. And then the ugly ones, you have to heal those. You have to heal that ugly behavior. Those things that you couldn't change. You were a child. You didn't have no control. Those things that happened to you as a child that you had no control over. You have to heal those things. You acknowledge them, you heal them. They're still with you because you were a child. Those things that is affecting you as a full-grown adult, you have to go back and heal those things because you had no control. You was under another adult's control. And if it's still bothering you, and if it's still hurting you, and if it's still limiting you, and if it's still stopping you and blocking you, you got to deal with that. You heal it by turning that situation around. Like I gave you the example. Let's just say you was in the house all the time and you could look outside and you can see all the kids outside playing and laughing and running and playing in the mud and doing all stuff kids do. But you were stuck in the house because you had a single parent. They had to work. You couldn't go outside. Whatever it was. You couldn't do what other children, or your parents just didn't want you to go outside. You didn't have the freedom that every other children on your block had to go out and have fun. So what you do as a full-grown adult to balance your energy, you get out there and you go to the park. If you got children, when you take your children to the park, you go out there with them and ride and get on the monkey bars. You get out there and swing and get on out there and swing and have fun, and you laugh and you run around there. Even if you don't got your kids, you got grandkids, get out there and run with them. If everybody was riding a bike and you didn't have a bike, you go to the store and get you a bike and ride your bike with your granddaughter or your grandson, or you ride your bike with your kids. Or if you don't have none of that, ride your bike with yourself. Ride up and down the road. Pretend like you back in time and ride up and down the road. If you wasn't able to go outside and build a garden and act like you building, while you building that garden, act like you building the sand castle. It's all in your mind. When you do stuff like that, you're releasing. You're undoing. It doesn't matter that you full grown. What matters is that you get to do it. You get to experience it. And it takes away the negative thinking, the negative feelings, the negative emotions of your childhood of not experiencing when you can experience it. The things that's ugly that happened to you, you know what I'm talking about. Stuff that should never happen to children. Those things have to be healed. And you have to acknowledge those things happen to you. And how you heal stuff like that is that you have to sit down with yourself and you have to acknowledge that this happened. And it's like you have to do, okay, I had to think about it. Okay, so what God gave me is that it's like visualization. It's like you have to sit down with yourself, go back in time, and as you go back in time, you go back to that place, and you take that whole, you go back to that place where you are and what happened, and then it's like you have to take that whole situation and like either put it in a ball, put the whole scenario in a ball of light or a ball of something, and then you bury it. And you stand before it as a child, bury it in the ground, and you stand before it as a child and look at it going down into the ground, and you turn your back on it and you walk away from it. That's an example. That's an example. Another example, you write. You write all your feelings, all your emotions. You write the whole scenario, what happened, everything you feel it, everything you bring up, you write it. You take it, you take that whole papers, you burn them. As you burn them, you envision you envision all of that smoke and all of that into the ground. Because you putting everything into the ground, because once you put it into the ground, you're gonna walk away from it, and you giving it to that, and you burying it, you putting a depth and an end to it, and you walk away from it. You can burn it outside in the ashes, step on it, step on those ashes, and walk away. Now, the key thing to all of this, as you walk away, there's no coming back. There's no coming back the next day and crying and going over it. No, you have to let it go. This is a faith walk. Everything we do is faith. That when you step on it, when you turn around, turn away from it in your mind, your faith kicks in then. And you walk away knowing that you've given it, you've released it, you've given it, and God got it and taking care of it. But you doing your part to walk away so you could be free. So you could begin to be back balanced. Because the more you don't work on this inner, you will not be balanced again. You will have to, it will take you off balance. And then you will be out of alignment and out of union within yourself. It will be cause division within yourself. Because this divine feminine see, but the divine masculine is not acknowledging what he sees. not doing anything about it, just believing, stuck, believing. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of this stuff is untrue. It's something somebody said out of anger, something somebody said out of fear, something somebody said out of jealousy. It's not true. You got to go back and look at those things and acknowledge it. If it's not true, then you need to stop believing that and turn that thing around to what is true. But this is, child divine is an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. Right. When you was a child, you wasn't able to do that. Somebody didn't defend you against negative forces. Somebody allowed something to happen to you. It wasn't under your control. So in turn, when they didn't defend you, did not protect you, they wounded you. They caused wounds. But even though it was their responsibility, it was you were under their control and you couldn't do it for yourself. You were a child. Now that you are a full-grown adult, nothing is stopping you. Nothing is stopping you from taking care of your inner child wounds. If they didn't take care of it, you can take care of you. Right now, you know right from wrong. You are an adult. You know how a child was supposed to be treated. You know the right, wrong, and the ugly. You know what was done to you. You just don't know how to undo it. You just don't know that you can undo it. You can. Everything that was done to you that was wrong, you could change your bad behaviors. You could change those ugly things that happened. No, you can't change the ugly things. You can change how you feel about it. You can change the dynamics of control, not having control. Because now you have control over your whole entire life. You have control over your inner child wounds. You have control over who you are, what you are. You have control over your emotions, your feelings. It's not that you just have control now. Now you can go back within you. Track back in time. Just like you can sit down with yourself and you can go over your Akashic records. You can go over different things. You could go back to your childhood and look at things and address things. Hey, that was wrong. I don't like that. And come up with creative ways to bury it, to release it, to burn it, to step on it, to walk away from it, to dust your feet of negativity away from it. And when you walk away, you're free. You're done. So with that, because at the end of the day, this is what's at stake. Not saying that they're going to stop. This is going to stop. No, it's not going to stop. But God wants you to reach your full potential. God wants to give you all of your money. Doesn't want anything to stop you or limit you. No belief system. Nothing from your childhood to stop you. Nothing that nobody said to you to stop you. Nothing that you believe about yourself to stop you. Those are things that need to be addressed, and we need to do them. And you use your divine feminine energy to search. You use your divine feminine because your divine feminine energy will be able to see through the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And be able to see everything and as it is, raw as it is. The divine masculine is supposed to be able to take action. Supposed to be able to take action, be able to see things, take it from her, and be able to take action, to be able to come up with creative ways to be able to release whatever this negative, destructive energy is that happened to you in your childhood, that's causing inner childhood wounds, that's limiting you from becoming your full-fledged potential. And that's why this is being addressed. That's why this is here. And so for those of you that say, oh, I don't have no child, I had a good childhood, sit down with yourself, because some of us have been running. Some of us have not some of us have not went back to our childhood and really addressed and really went to see for things to be opened up, so we can see how we really truly feel about our childhood. We just mask it over. We had everything we wanted, everything we needed. You know, that's materially. But what was said to you? How was you treated? Not just from your parents. Childhood means teachers, anybody you was around. That's what childhood means. It's not, you may have good home life, but then something happened to you at school, or something happened to you out and about somewhere, somebody at somebody's house or something happened, and you need to address that. You need to go and sit down with yourself and address your feelings, your desire, not your desire, your feelings, your emotions on this subject. Something has happened to the collective in their childhood, and it needs to be addressed. And I'm just saying, some of you don't remember until you sit down with yourself. You're not going to remember, because you have already buried that. You've already put it down, but you haven't addressed it. You haven't looked at it. You haven't. You are okay with it. But God is saying that it's limiting you. You're believing an aspect of something that's not true, and you need to go back and you need to address. And then you also just need to go back with your childhood. Sit down with your sit down with your childhood memories and address some things. That's all I got to say. So with that being said, I'm sending, well, before I do that, I just ask that you address in the comments, if this is you, address it. If this is you, you go through the exercise and you feel like it's deep, or you feel like it's causing you some type of pain and you can't address it or whatever, just email me. Just email me, and we'll talk about it. Just hit the comments and let me know, because to me, this could open up a lot. This could be really why some of the collective is struggling with some type of bad behaviors, eating disorders, drug use, all kinds of stuff. It's not, everything ain't drugs and alcohol. It's all kinds of addictions that you can have, that anything that's holding you back, that's limiting you, is an addiction. It needs to be addressed, and it came from somewhere, and you have to be able to be real with yourself. You ain't gotta tell me that in the comments, but be real with you. Tell me in the comments that it resonated. Let me know that I'm on the right road, that God is, I'm hearing what God is saying, and it's needed. That's the only thing I ask, because I want to stay relevant, I want to stay true, and I want to stay aligning with God and what God has for you. So with that, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you healing, and Trinity is